The seraphs or seraphim are generally accepted to be the highest order of God's angelic servants. They stand by God's throne chanting, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory." Isaiah 6:3. Seraphim serve as the caretakers of God's throne. The name seraphim means the burning ones. They are beings of pure light and thought and have direct communication with God. They resonate with fire and love and are described as having 6 wings and 4 heads of different animals. Metatron, Lucifer, Chamiel, Nathaniel, Gabriel, and Seraphiel are all thought to be seraphim. Metatron is thought to be the transformed Enoch and Xenophon the transformed Elijah according to ancient oral tradition. Seraphiel is described as an enormous, brilliant angel as tall as the 7 heavens. He is beautiful like lightning and is a chief of the seraphim. He is committed to their care and teaches them songs to sing for the glorification of God. Certain passages also refer to the seraphim as fiery flying serpents. Serpent in Hebrew is associated to meaning charming or wise, unlike the snake in our modern culture. In Isaiah 6:2 it is written, "Each of them had 6 wings, with 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his legs, and with 2 he would fly." Another interpretation is that the word comes from Rapha, meaning healer, and Ser, meaning higher being. There is much confusion in the ranks of angels. Some of the seraphim are considered archangels, even though the archangels are ranked 6 orders below that of the seraphim. Cherubim are considered the elect beings for the purpose of protection and guardianship. In Genesis 3:24 it says that God placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. The Hebrew word cherub is translated by some scholars as one who intercedes, and by others as knowledge. They are said to have 4 wings and 4 faces. Exodus 25 talks of how the ark was to be decorated with a cherubim, while 1 Samuel 4:4 says the Lord is enthroned between the cherubim. Thrones are living symbols of God's justice and authority, and are beings of tremendous power and movement. Thrones are known in Scripture as the bearers of justice. They are assigned and associated to planets and the channeling of energy of God throughout the universe. This position makes them some of the most powerful angels in the service of the Lord. Like their counterparts in the second angelic triad, they come the closest to all angels to spiritual perfection, and emanate the light of God with mirror-like goodness. They, despite their greatness, are said to be intensely humble, an attribute that allows them to dispense justice with perfect objectivity and without fear or pride or ambition. Because they are living symbols of God's justice and authority, they are sometimes personified as the chariots of God. The thrones are said to reside in either the 3rd or 4th heaven. Dominions are said to regulate angelic duties. The Greek name Kuriotis translates to lordships. They are also known as the Hashmalim, those who hold the task of regulating the duties of the lower angels. They rarely make themselves physically present to man, and they are also the angels who preside over nations. The dominions are believed to look like beautiful human beings with a single pair of feathered wings. They may be distinguished from other groups by wielding orbs of light fastened to their heads of their scepters or on the pommel of their swords. They have been ascribed to be located in the 2nd heaven. The virtues or strongholds are angelic beings who bestow blessings in the world. They are angels of great power and are said to ensure the cosmos remains in order. They are associated with heroes and instill courage and are known as the brilliant or shining ones. They are said to have escorted Christ to heaven during the ascension. The powers are said to be the first angels created by God and are said to reside along the border between the 1st and 2nd heavens. Their job is to guard against demonic powers and to oversee the distribution of power among mankind in hopes that the bad will not overpower the good. They are warrior angels created to be completely loyal to God. However, some believe that many powers have fallen from grace. Some sources indicate that the angel Chamiel was believed to be the leader of the powers, but later fell from grace. Chamiel is also said to have been one of the 7 angels who stand in the presence of God. Legends surrounding Chamiel claim that he wrestled with Jacob and even tried to prevent Moses from receiving the Torah. The principalities are those angels who are in charge of nations and great cities on earth. Later they became the protectors of religious denominations. Another possible chief is Aniel, who is one of the 7 angels of creation. He is associated with human sexuality and is also the governor of the 2nd heaven. In Jewish and Christian sources there are 7 archangels. All agree on Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. The other 3 are either Metatron, Ramiel, Seriel, Enel, Raguel, or Raziel. These angels are said to be the most important intercessories between God and humans, and they are also in constant battle with the sons of darkness. Michael is the only angel in the Bible named expressly as the archangel. In Daniel, he is referred to as one of the chief princes. Another possible interpretation of the 7 archangels is that the 7 are the 7 spirits of God that stand before the throne described in the book of Enoch and in the book of Revelations. The last order of the hierarchy is that of the angels. The Hebrew term for angel, malak, means a messenger, and in the Persian angros, which means courier. They are intermediaries between God and human mortals, often assigned as personal or guardian angels. They concern themselves with the affairs of living things and man. They have varied tasks and duties which encompass their role. Angels are also believed to carry words of knowledge that foretell prophetic and unknown things of divine nature. Jews and Christians believe in a war that was predicted by the prophet Ezekiel. The story of Gog and Magog is a vision that took place in the book of Ezekiel and Revelations. Scholars believe that this second appearance in Revelations is a contradiction or a mix-up of biblical timeframes. However, the reference of battle of Gog and Magog in Revelations is not a contradiction, but a prophecy. Gog appears in Ezekiel before the tribulations and almost 1,000 years later during the millennial reign of Jesus. The one known as the chief of Eshketubal is shrouded in mystery. However, to understand who or what this entity is, we must look at other ancient sources. The first recorded alphabet is in the Sumerian language. It has a word similar to Gog, but is pronounced Gug. Gug translates to darkness. As it is applied to the invader of Magog, it becomes apparent that this entity is a chief fallen angel. This invasion will take place in northern Israel along the golden border of Mount Hermon, where the famous Nephilim king Og is said to have inhabited. In Ezekiel, 5 clues are given to how and when the battle will take place in his first appearance. The prophecy of Gog is about a spirit that will be loosed in the end times, similar to that of the 4 fallen princes that are bound in the Euphrates River. He is said to be like the king of the north, perhaps ruling in the northern region of Turkey or Russia. Together, the angelic beings have been a source of blessings and curses, carrying out the will of God and sometimes falling from grace. God allowed us to choose right from wrong, life from death, to love or follow him, or to hate and reject him. It began with Lucifer in the Garden of Eden appearing as a brilliant, charming angel of light, and we fell into sin, tainting the world that God had made for us. But yet God was not done. He sent someone, one who is mighty to save, who forever is the author of salvation, who died for us, rose again, and conquered the grave.